Welcome to the AJ Bell London Triathlon. This briefing is designed to make your race more enjoyable and contains key information, race rules and top tips. It lasts approximately 10 minutes. You'll be one of over 13,000 people racing in the world's largest triathlon, so please remember, whether you're competing for fun, trying to beat a personal best, or even hoping to win, you must be aware of and consider other competitors around you. Please ensure you've read the British Triathlon Federation rules. There will be BTF referees based around transition who'll be able to answer any questions. One key rule is that no outside assistance is allowed. For example, you should race equipped to fix your own puncture. If you do break a rule whilst racing, a time penalty may be given depending on the rule broken. All warnings, time penalties and disqualifications will be posted on the notice board next to the finish by our chief referee. Your race time will be calculated by our timing system. The chip you're given at chip collection must be worn around your ankle at all times during the race. If you lose your chip, we will attempt to establish a time for you. However, please try to find the chip, because if you fail to do so, you will be fined. Your race results will be texted to the mobile number you supplied at registration, and all race results will be accessible on the event website and in the post-event newsletter. If you've not used a chip before or unsure how to put it on correctly, just ask one of the volunteers at chip collection. Incorrect use of the chip may result in your time not being recorded. Firstly, are you fit enough? It's your responsibility to ensure you've trained enough and that you have considered the course length, type and likely weather conditions. Nerves are one thing, but if you're unwell on the day, listen to your body. It may well be advisable not to race. If you have any medical conditions, please ensure this is written in permanent ink on the back of your race number. Make sure you start the event well hydrated and remain hydrated throughout the race. There is a drink station on the run course. It's essential, however, that you remember to have fluids on your bike, as you will be dehydrated after the swim, and there are no water stations on this section of the course. Drink little and often, and make sure you utilise the fluid stations on the run course as well as at the finish. Warning symptoms for dehydration are cramps, nausea, lightheadedness and headaches. If you're in any doubt, please seek advice from the medical team on site. For your information, there are no toilets on the course itself. However, there are toilets at the bottom of the stairs at swim assembly and on the entry to the building from the swim. Only you, your bike, helmet and race kit can enter the transition. No friends or family are allowed. Your wristband allows you entry to the transition area, and you must not take this off from the time you rack your bike through racing until you're exiting the transition with your bike and kit after racing. In the unlikely event of your wristband coming off, please visit the help desk. Once in transition, locate your racking row by identifying your start time on the signs located at the end of each row. You may be entering transition or exiting transition when other competitors are in mid-race. Please be mindful of others and take extra care when crossing active transition lanes. Make sure you know exactly where to find your bike in transition. Take time pre-race to orientate yourself, as it will be too late to do this while you're racing. Once you've racked your bike, you'll need to make your way to the swim assembly. Make sure you leave ample time for this, as it will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes to walk to swim assembly from transition. You should be in the swim assembly area 20 minutes before your race start time. If you're nervous, which is completely understandable, place yourself at the back or the side of the wave nearest the dock. Give yourself plenty of time and space to get into your stroke. Swim safety is of utmost importance to the AJ Bell London Triathlon. We have over 30 fully qualified canoe lifesavers on the water and 50 surf lifesavers on the dockside. If you need their support, lie on your back, raise one arm in the air and a canoe will come to assist you. If you initially need their support but then wish to continue, you'll be allowed to do so. Once out of the water, you'll need to take off your wetsuit and put it into a bag provided by our swim exit team before going into the XL building. Take extra care on your way up the stairs into the hall, as the floor may well be a little slippery. Your helmet must be secured and fastened before you remove your bike from the rack, and it must only be unfastened once you've racked your bike in the allocated area at the end of your ride. If you're using cycling shoes, please be careful when moving through transition. Cycling is not permitted inside transition. You must only mount and dismount in the signed areas which are outside of the building. You need to remember to count your own laps for the bike and run sections. Our volunteers are not able to help you with this. Please make sure you familiarise yourself with the course maps and ensure you know which turning points are relevant for your race. Please make sure you know the course and manage your speed according to the road and weather conditions. The race takes place on roads closed to external traffic. However, you need to remain alert for any potential risks. If you do become aware of any potential risk, please notify the nearest marshal as soon as you can. You are responsible for your own safety and conduct within the law during the event. You must obey any instructions from police officers and marshals who are there to help you and keep you informed of potential dangers. Once again, there are no drinks provided on the bike course, so make sure you have ample fluid prepared beforehand to avoid problems later in the race. There are a couple of key BTF rules that you must take note of if you haven't already. Remember, drafting in this race is illegal. This means you must not take shelter behind a cyclist in front of you during the race. In brief terms, this means you must not be within 10 metres of the bike in front of you, unless you're overtaking. You have 20 seconds to overtake, and if you fail to do so in that time, you must drop back. If you're overtaken, it's your responsibility to drop back out of the draft zone within 5 seconds. There will be motorcycles and static referees on course who will be enforcing this rule. The run course takes place in and around XL, and each lap will see you come back inside the XL building. When you've completed your required number of laps, please follow the signs to the finish line. There will be a water station on the run route. Remember to take fluid on board at every opportunity. You will also be provided with water at the finish line. The finish inside XL provides great viewing for spectators, whatever the weather. When you finish racing, please remember to take all your belongings and any rubbish with you. You will only be allowed to exit transition if your security wristband, helmet and bike numbers match. The team relay competitors need to be aware of a few points. Your timing chip attached to your ankle is to be used as your relay baton. The handing over of your timing chip will happen at your bike racking location in transition. The swimmer will hand over the timing chip to the team cyclist where the bike is racked. The cyclist must attach the timing chip to their ankle. Once tagged, they must securely fasten their helmet, and only then should they remove their bike from the racking. The cyclist will then return to the dedicated racking position, rack the bike, remove the helmet, and only then remove the timing chip and hand it over to the runner, who will attach it to his or her ankle. We have a dedicated team meeting point 25 metres before the finish line. Please ask a marshal if you're unsure of the location. Ensure your swimmer and cyclist have arranged to meet your runner here so you can cross the line together and get your well-earned team photo. You will need your team meeting point wristband on to gain access to the team meeting point area. We've got a number of different charities dotted along the run course and they'll be cheering you on. We'd like to make a special thank you to all of those who've raised funds for their chosen charities, and we estimate that over £1 million should be raised over the weekend. We hope this information has been beneficial to you and that you have a fantastic experience. If you have any further queries, please ask one of the race officials or ask at the help desk. Finally, have an amazing weekend and the best of luck.